Was Brie's comeback a mistake? Will Nikki and Bryan give Peter a rose? And it's Mama Bella's birthday, all that and more on Total Bellas on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, guys? My name is TK Trinidad. We're going to get into it, but we first have to introduce the hosts. We have Miss Mo with the Tiggos out.
Oh.
Stylist to the stars.
They're always out, but hey, guys.
And Leslie.
Hey, I'm here.
Being a diva.
Always.
So how do you guys like the episode?
It was okay.
I thought this was your favorite episode.
I didn't say that. I said it was good.
Oh.
I didn't say it was my
Excuse
favorite.
me.
Starting with your shade, ma'am, it was okay.
Wow. Okay. This is the beginning of the show. Okay.
I thought this episode was kind of boring.
Yeah, I do agree. I find it was just kind of slow, but maybe they're establishing. Because I was looking, after I watched it, I was looking to see, like, Peter as far as social media, if he is dating somebody. There was a lot of hoopla, like, far as him. Well, there were rumors, but there was a lot of hoopla of him being the Bachelor, because he came out in second place.
Oh, he's the Bachelor.
No, he's not. So he was on the Bachelorette with the first black woman to be the Bachelorette. So he came in second because he didn't want to propose to her. Then everybody, like, really loved him. And they want him to be the next Bachelor because they go back and forth. But he didn't make it. So apparently there's just some rumblings with contracts and producers and stuff like that. Then he was supposed to be on Bachelor in Paradise. That didn't happen. All this stuff. And then he pops up on this show. So I tried to do some research to see if they're still dating. So there are rumors that they are still dating, but nothing has been confirmed. There's no, like, pictures or videos. But I didn't have time to go, like, a deep dive.
Yeah. What did y'all think of him?
I think he's good. I'm just wondering if he would be able to, he's like up to Nikki's lifestyle. Yeah. Because like while they were driving, they were pointing to the house that she used to live at. Oh yeah. And like his face was like, oh damn, like
yeah.
And he's a personal trainer, and you know prices for personal trainers range, but I mean.
What'd you think of him?
I don't really think that he knows who the Bellas are.
Which is kind of good.
And their big brand and everything.
Which is kind of good.
I liked him. I didn't think he was, like, stuck up or anything, or he was really out there. I feel like he was really calm, and he kind of went with the flow.
Yeah, he didn't pretend to know. Right. Like, he asked questions. And I think I find it's always good to date somebody who doesn't know a lot about like your career, and because then it doesn't come off like they're just dating you for
your career,
especially in this industry, and who they are.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought he was a nice guy, but I could not get past his teeth.
Go on.
Oh, we got interruptions over here. No, I'm just like, I couldn't get past his teeth. I'm a teeth person. You know how you have like.
Are you talking about Gap?
Well, no, they were just kind of like off. They were a little off.
You really paid attention to them?
Oh, wow.
Yes. You know how you have, there's something on a guy that you pay attention to. Like the first thing you may look at is like his shoes or something like that.
Okay,
actually, you watch his face. He puts his hands over his crotch.
You watch what?
He puts his hands over, like he crisscrosses his hands over crotch when he stands.
But if somebody is walking past you quickly, like you're not going, like, I don't know. My thing is
it depends on how slow he walks then.
My thing is teeth, and he didn't have the teeth for me.
Oh.
For me, I'm a sucker for eyes. I don't know why. Colored eyes, especially.
No, you would.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get a little bit back. We'll get a little bit back into that, but let's talk a little bit about Brie and her whole situation. So she's feeling really bad about everything kicking Liv in the face. Liv was supposed to go to Australia. I think she did end up going to Australia. Joseph, let us know in the chat. I can't remember because I think she's like on the cusp because it wasn't like a super.
Yeah, I think it was live too. So.
Ooh, gosh. Okay, everything's just ringing today. So Brie's feeling really, really bad. Well, how do you think she's taking it? Do you think it was good of her? Like, do you think this is the process you have to take when that happens, or do you think she's spending too much time on that? Or
I feel like it's a combination of everything. If she wasn't a mom, if she wasn't doing both brands, if she didn't feel overwhelmed with everything else, I don't feel like she would have been dealing with it for such a long time. But I feel like she's just overwhelmed as a whole, so that's why she's reacting like that.
But I also feel, too, it was as far as I know, and maybe that part wasn't discussed, but it was like a time thing. Like, she knew she was doing it, because I remember when they first offered her and Brian were talking about it, it's 10 weeks.
Right.
So it's just one of those things where if you know it's not an ongoing thing and it's just 10 weeks and it's a great opportunity, like, yeah, you'll feel overwhelmed, but it's like, okay, well, I have 4 more weeks to go or whatever.
Well, if you think about it, she thought it was going to be easy. So I don't think she really thought into it. She was just like, okay, I can do it. But then the reality hit that she couldn't, and she needed more practice in the ring.
Yeah.
So that was big, too. Because not only did she mess up by kicking Liv in the face, she messed up really bad the week before. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't just that. It was a combination of everything. Wrestling fans tell you how they feel.
Yeah, but I find that wrestling fans have never been, the ones who are more about, are very particular about the craft of wrestling, they've never been fans of the Bellas.
Right, and she stated that.
Yeah, she did state that. She said that they've always had to like prove themselves, and they don't understand why fans don't really like them like that.
Well, because you have to think about it. When they came in for their looks. So people who have always been about wrestling don't like them.
Yeah, well, they came in through the Divas Search.
Yeah.
Divas Search, which is
a competition based off of modeling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like she's just overwhelmed as a whole.
I mean, the fact that they've been there for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, no matter what, I think it's one of those things that they didn't have a feeling about her, like it was just whatever, then they wouldn't be there. So it's actually good to have haters and folks that like them, because the folks that like them will buy the merchandise, and the haters will say stuff online, and the folks that like them will defend them, and that's what you kind of want in order to sustain in that particular industry.
Well, in that industry too, you always have to be able to be good and bad. Mm-hmm. So you have to know how to play both. So it balances everything out. Yeah. But also, like, it's cool that she highlighted that, because as a fan, you know that they're not really, a lot of people don't like the Bellas, but it's cool that they know about it, but you don't really see it, them talking about it much. So it was cool. I like the fact that they really highlighted that part.
I think they have more love than hate.
Yeah, big time.
They have to, or they wouldn't have been in where they're at that long. I mean, that's proven in entertainment industry throughout anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with wrestling, like, you hate them, then you still, like, I think they just want pop either way.
I mean, that's true, but it's still like an entertainment industry. So either way it goes, like, love or hate, you don't last 10 years or more if you're not doing something right, if you're not gaining either good or bad publicity altogether, or what fans altogether. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I feel like Brie takes things a little more to heart than Nikki does.
Yeah.
And Nikki has a little bit of a tougher skin. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't hit Nikki as hard as it does Brie. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, I'm thinking that she was just overwhelmed altogether with everything that she took on.
Oh yeah, I mean, she has the traveling, like, and the whole guilt with her, with her daughter, and then being a wife, and traveling alone is, like, even if you are in first class, it's still a hassle.
Not just that, training. They train
and
a
training,
lot.
and training. So it's like, I remember when Naomi and John were here, and they were talking about how they'll drive in to the hotel at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they'll just go straight to the gym to get the workout in, and then go to sleep. And it's like, well, you're driving a ridiculous amount. Yeah. And so
it's a lot. It's tough.
Yeah.
Even JJ said it too.
Yeah. Well. Oh, JJ. So Brie finally decides that she's going to give up SmackDown. She's just going to do Raw with her sister, which made sense. But I wonder if that was her decision, or that was because it seemed like when she stopped doing SmackDown, that storyline was on its way out anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if, like, some of the things that happened during this particular episode just seemed like,
it was all planned.
Yeah. Like, did you, in order to move the story forward for folks who don't watch wrestling, like, it would be better to do that versus WWE said, well, the storyline's ending, now you have to explain storyline and all this other stuff. So I'm wondering if they, like, added that caveat, as well as adding Paige to the show.
Oh yeah, it was kind of random.
They did.
Yeah.
That was a random throw in there.
Maybe it was just to promote
And
her movie.
Promote her.
So
movie.
it was like,
Yeah, that was.
oh, here you go.
Yeah, that was for sure.
Here's another promotion for you.
But it's the same clip. Like they didn't. I find with that movie, I haven't seen a different clip. It's the same clip on everything.
Yeah. I actually watched the movie this past weekend.
How was
I
it?
really liked it. I just
I don't
didn't.
really trust your really likes because you really like
hold
a
on.
lot.
I know.
Yeah, you do.
I do. But the only critique that I have.
I was like,
That was not shade for me.
It's
Hold on,
not
that
shade.
was not shade
No,
for
no, no.
me.
She says I like
Okay.
everything.
Like the emotional part of it is what I like. What I didn't like is the way they told her wrestling story in WWE. Because if you remember, Paige made history becoming the first ever women's NXT championship.
Yeah.
They didn't highlight that.
Well, was the movie more for wrestling fans or was it more for general
Well,
public?
I thought for me it was like for the general public, but at the same time you're telling the wrestling story. And those moments are they're historic.
I think with anything when you're doing like a story or somebody's life, like you're fitting in. How old is she? Like 27 now or something like that.
Yeah.
Fitting in, and she's been wrestling since she was 13.
Right.
So you're fitting all of that in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Movie. So I think for wrestling fans that would have been good. But then do
General
you care?
population.
Do you care,
Yeah.
Monique, that she was?
Well, I don't care to watch the movie at all. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, I've said that from the beginning. I am a loyal person. I know what I like, and I usually keep it that way. It takes a lot to change my mind. And not one time have I ever, cared to really be like, oh my gosh, I really want to see this movie.
Is it her or is it just the fact that it's about wrestling?
It's probably her. She annoys me. She just really,
But I annoyed you when I first met you.
Yeah, and if you had a movie and you were like, can you support it? I would think about it. It depends on what the content was about.
Oh my.
And I would be like, okay, let me see a trailer, or
Wow.
let me see if this in my mind would be interesting. If it doesn't click to me as interesting, then you have to reel me in with the trailer and then all of this other stuff. So
Well, I was reading to it didn't do that great.
I believe it didn't. I am general. Listen, everybody is always talking about me, about the WWE and stuff, y'all. I'm trying to get on it, but I am general population. I am here to tell you, it's not interesting.
Well, I mean, and I love The Rock.
For the WWE, she may be interesting, but for us, for the general population, she's not interesting.
Well, she was at first, but then after she went.
When?
Not for general public.
Not for general
Right.
population ever.
That's true. I guess I'm more of a wrestling fan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for the wrestling
from
fan.
that perspective.
Yeah.
Of course, that's
So,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. From the wrestling fan perspective, yes, I can see. But from a general population stance, no.
How you know
no.
she's general population is like if you saw her at Jimmy Kimmel or if you saw her on like the late night shows or you see her on Ellen, and it's like you don't, out of the wrestling superstars, Paige is not the person that you see.
Right.
Exactly.
So for mainstream media, a lot of people probably have no idea who she is.
What do you like more? Like the Bellas, and did you like Eva Marie?
I think Eva Marie is pretty. I think Eva Marie is pretty. She's gorgeous. She's super gorgeous. Do I feel like she's probably talented in something? Yeah. I mean, everybody is talented in something.
Because that's more
Would I
of a
wanna
general
see-
public.
Would I want to see
character.
her in a movie? No. Would I want to see her life about a movie? No. No.
Okay, fair enough.
I think.
Yeah, she Eva Marie did have a really interesting, but I think too because she did the magazines.
Right.
That was the thing. Like she did, I think it was like Muscle and Fitness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She did those magazine covers.
She's model worthy, and that's
So-
where her genre is.
Yeah.
So the fact that she does that and she wrestles makes her a little bit, I don't know like the right words, more interesting, but general public's like, okay, well, because we saw her on different things. But then, but Paige has a lot of stuff going on for herself as well beyond that, but it just doesn't translate over.
Register.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the like she said.
It's just a
mainstream.
small population that she registers.
Well, I mean, if that small population, is behind her, then
That's
that's
all
all.
she
That's all
needs.
you
Yeah,
really need.
exactly.
So, and there are a lot of folks
Or
behind her.
else she wouldn't have her makeseup line, or else she wouldn't have her t-shirt line, or else
Oh.
she wouldn't have.
What?
She
has a makeup line with
and
Hot
a
Topics.
t-shirt?
Yeah, with Hot Topic.
Interesting.
You didn't know?
Of course not.
Okay.
Like,
She doesn't do her research.
No, like it's not even about research. We scroll through Instagram or social media every day.
Yeah, but do you follow her?
I don't. That's the thing. There are certain people that I know about that I don't even need to follow because they are a part of mainstream. That's what I'm saying. Like I would never know that. I don't. If I'm not interested in her, no, I'm not gonna follow her. I'm not gonna add another like. Okay. So if I don't follow her,
I do.
If she
damn. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If she's not like in something that I'm scrolling, then she's not a part of my community. She's not somebody that I'm checking for.
Okay, you just can't relate to her.
No, she's just not somebody I'm checking for.
Well, I guess so. I mean,
I'm not trying to put her down. She's a great person, and she's great for she's great in the WWE. Mm-hmm. That's been her thing since she's like 13.
Yeah,
great. But that's also like certain maybe ballerinas you may not know or country singers you may not know. That's because you're not checking for them. They're not in your. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
But I feel like if you do cover Total Bellas and Total Divas,
that's Total Bellas
and
Total Divas. If you are not on Total Divas, which she was last episode, then I know about you. If it's Total Bellas right now, then I'm going to worry about Nikki. I follow
people when I have to like cover like shows. Like I cover Love and Hip Hop. I wasn't following them before that, but now I'm following them because like. You scroll
and I follow
stuff.
none of them. So.
And at the end of the day, this is a reality show based off of wrestling. That's the whole point.
And as long as I know my information and I'm correct, that's all that matters.
You're the general public.
I knew about the movie, so that's
because I announced
about it.
No,
and you said you weren't going to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so
how
I
you
knew about it.
Okay, fair enough.
And the thing too, the Rock too, and I love The Rock, but his movies are hit or miss too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things where some of them are great, some of them are not. And
Rock movie was great? Let's be honest.
I like
he has
one with the monkey. Was that Rampage? I like that one. I saw that one.
I like watching him in Fast and Furious.
I haven't watched Jumanji yet. It's on my queue to watch.
Oh, I don't know anything that the Rock has a very specific character that he plays, and there's not a movie that I feel like he's done that is great. Like it's not Oscar worthy. It's not Golden Globe worthy.
I don't think he's trying to go for that.
Because it's a different genre.
Yeah, but I'm saying a great movie. You can't call his movies great.
I'm just saying there's certain movies that are complete. Like I think Baywatch was a complete bust, and then there's certain movies where I think Rampage did well. And it's where people actually went inside. I think
they're entertaining.
Yeah, there's certain movies that Baywatch they did all that hype, and then I think within the first weekend it didn't do, well. Like people who like The Rock were saying, yeah, this is not thing. So
I'ma just say that anything The Rock is in, although I love The Rock,
no, you don't.
Anything that he is in, no, I do. I think he looks amazing. Anything that he's in. I love his personality, his motivational speeches. Like I follow him, but
oh, you do.
I just feel like when it comes to a movie, like when you say The Rock, that's not going to get me to the theater, unless you said The Rock took off all of his clothes. Okay,
he usually has his shirt off at least once in the movie.
No, I'm talking about all the clothes.
Well, just for your information, the opening of the movie was all about The Rock. So
that doesn't inspire me anymore.
She's not a true fan. Anywho, it was Mama Bella's birthday. Kathy, she wanted people to like forget about it. So do you think she's like one of those moms or folks that like get older and they just don't like want to deal with the age?
To me, that was kind of random though. The way they kind of just input it in there. I don't feel like it was a big deal.
There was a lot of random moments in it. I feel like this episode was slow and forced.
Oh, so you think that like they knew it was her birthday? It's like, okay, well, we know you guys like did something, but let's do something for the show.
Yeah, especially because out of all places, they just went to Belmont Park.
Well, they did also preface it that she didn't like going. She only liked going a certain distance away from her house, and I'm like that too. Like,
but you would think that because of the way they are, they would just do like a dinner or something, like a nice dinner.
One of our viewers said that Paige was on the Conan show a few years back. That she might be more general public than we think.
If you compare her to John Cena or The Rock,
right? No,
like
definitely not.
No, I'm not. Like again, she probably was on there, but how many years ago was that? and Paige just stopped being the general manager 3 or 4 months ago. So it was just,
but if we walked outside and you said it to somebody who was just walking down the street, who do you know so and so? Like, I feel like most people are gonna be like, who's that?
but most people know John Cena, and most people know almost everybody knows The Rock. So, and it's one of those things that it is what it is, and it's the same thing with if you were to put Paige next to Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
There's the comparison as far as mainstream. Since Ronda Rousey is just, if you just take her,
that is a good comparison.
Yeah, if you take her in just as far as when she started with the WWE and how many appearances she's done compared to Paige,
Right.
and I like Paige.
Yeah.
But if you just compare it on just that, I mean,
Well, you can't.
Right. Exactly.
You can't.
Exactly.
So you guys
see,
like you can't.
that's what we was trying to tell you.
That's what you were trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I know, but I'm saying you're the general public perspective and I'm the wrestling perspective.
Okay.
And we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So you guys weren't feeling,
Yes, Mom.
See?
you weren't feeling Mama Bella's birthday. You thought it was forced.
Nah, it was all right. All right. Celebrate
What
birthday, cool.
was interesting is that I didn't know that this is probably a little bit down the line, off subject. I didn't know that Johnny had injured, and that's
me
why his
either.
voice is
Yeah.
this way that it was.
That
I would
was
love to
cool.
hear how he sounded before.
I know, and good thing his current voice still is kind of normal and raspy, because
Yeah,
it could have
it's
been something
raspy,
totally
though.
not.
I thought that was
Cute.
cool that you found out a little bit more about him.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have known. It was kind of like a one-on-one moment.
He's so kind of like more private.
Yeah.
He's more private. So when he spilled that little tea, I was like, oh, it's okay. I didn't even know that. But he got like a little sexy, raspy voice,
Okay.
It is.
Sexy?
Yeah, you don't think the raspiness, like
Well, it's,
the low tone raspy?
I think you have something to tell our viewers.
Oh.
With your raspy voice.
Hey guys! Before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on the YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. Once again, 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
So somebody in the chat is saying that San Andreas was a good movie. Walking Tall was a good movie.
They
as
were
far as The
all blockbusters, not a great movie. There is a difference. We have the Oscars and the Golden Globes to show you the difference between a great movie and a blockbuster movie. Thank you.
I wonder if Jeff will give shade for TK's chance.
All I know is that that is the difference.
Well, let's get into the main part of it, which is
The date.
Nikki and the date with Peter. Now, do you think that Nikki should have went on both dates? I would have loved to see her going on a date with Taye Diggs.
I had to look that up because I thought Taye Diggs was still married, so
No,
I'm way off.
Yeah, you are definitely way. He's been divorced. He wrote a whole book about being a single father.
Oh.
Yeah, you're a couple years off with that one.
Shows you how much I like.
Care about Taye Diggs?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, who do you care about?
There
Yeah.
are people.
That's what I want to know.
It ain't none of your business, so you don't know.
I thought we were friends.
So, do you think she should have went on both dates, or you think she should have just went? Because they were willing to fly out to San Diego.
I think she should have went on both dates,
Yeah.
but I don't see any chemistry between her and Taye Diggs. I just don't see that.
I would have just liked to see it.
No.
Oh.
I don't see any chemistry between them. Like, I feel like that would have made me so awkward. I mean, feel so awkward. Just even watching it through the TV just would have kind of made me feel super awkward. Plus, he write, I did see this because I was looking this up. He wrote an article that he said in interviews that because of black women, he's no longer feeling okay to date outside of his race.
Oh yeah, I did. They asked him about it on Breakfast Club. Yeah, I did see that.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, but you can go on a date.
Oh.
And he did say, according to the whole thing with the PR, when Brie was setting it up, she contacted their PR, and the PR put out a thing. And according to the PR, Taye Diggs was interested in taking her on a date. So
Well, yeah, it was 2 like options.
Yeah, and we're not even gonna get into that whole who's white and who's not. We'll not even go there. So how do you think the whole flowers with Peter?
I thought it was funny how she was like, wouldn't it be cute if he comes like with flowers?
And she was about that.
Like, yeah.
Are you not about flowers?
No.
Oh, why
It
not?
was so cheesy.
Flowers
What's wrong with
die
flowers?
so fast. I do not deal with flowers.
How fast did they die?
I'm really not a pessimistic, guys, I swear. Flowers, I'm just not a good person with flowers. I don't have like that green thumb, so I just throw
Dude, you
them.
just put them in a vase and you put the stuff that goes in the water. It should
powder?
last. Yeah, it should last about 7 days minimum.
Once again,
you literally just put it on the table.
That
like, what else
does
are you
not
doing?
make my life any different. I am not a flower person. I don't like them. There's no point to them. Buy me some shoes. Buy me something.
Beautiful
like,
bouquet of flowers that smells up the house like Easter lilies is awesome thing.
Nobody's going to bring
don't
your
like 'em.
shoes on a first date.
I don't like them.
Okay, well, he brought her flowers, so that was pretty
It was cute.
Now, do you like the fact that he didn't tell her where they were going?
I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do, but I also like if you're gonna do that, tell me like what I should wear because I guarantee
Well, that
she
was the
probably
whole point. That's what they're trying to
she
figure
probably
out.
would have worn something a little bit warmer because she probably was cold. I'm 90% sure.
Well, Nikki knows how to push through. She's a fashionista, so cold, pain,
I get
it's
it.
all got to be beautiful, so she don't care about that.
I get it, but
It's about showing your outfit. So she understands that. So she wouldn't have put on nothing warmer either. It just would have been what it was.
she could have put on a long sleeve that still cut the
No.
cleavage. Like what you're wearing. She could have had the same skirt with a long sleeve shirt that
No.
still cut down with the cleavage.
And who's
She always has to show cleavage.
who's the
That's like a Nikki
stylist?
thing.
No. Nikki, stick with what you know because you look fly, girl, okay? She's a fashionista, and it does not matter what we have in our mind. That's what we're going to go out, whether it's pain, whether it's cold. It doesn't matter. Like, you have to show the outfit. It's about the full outfit.
Beauty
Until
is
you
pain.
possibly fall because the boat is rocking, but you know, it is what it is.
Okay.
So they go on the.
That was so random.
Well, I mean, they go on the gondola and she's wearing heels, and if
True.
she didn't like steady herself, she could have like fell over. That could have been
That's
what happened.
a real fashionista knows how to steady herself everywhere in a pair of heels. Like, can we give Nikki her props? I love everything about this because she knew exactly what she was doing. She came out.
Do you follow Nikki on Instagram?
I do.
Okay.
I follow Nikki. I've been a fan of Nikki before I even really knew about the Bella twins at all. Because I met her before I even knew anything about her. I met her.
It's like interesting how you meet these wrestlers. Like you
Really?
met X-Pac and she was just having a whole conversation. I had no idea who he was.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation. I just kept telling my friend, I was like, she's gorgeous. Who is this? And
Not X-Pac, Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki. Well, yeah, with X-Pac too, I didn't know. Like, I just didn't know. I mean, but yeah, I was like, she's super gorgeous. Brie wasn't there at the time, and it was the same night that I met Trump too. But she was there, and I just felt like she was super
Two
gorgeous,
very
and we were
different people.
like, I was kind of like, we were talking to her because my friend was interviewing her. I was actually stalling somebody, and my friend was interviewing her, and that's how I found out about Nikki. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they're twins. Oh my gosh, they're in the WWE. And then I started, I was like,
I'm surprised that interests you because you don't care about WWE.
well, because she was super gorgeous. I mean, she was a fashionista. She was bomb. She was like the best looking like woman that
Wrestler?
night.
So were you guys? So Gabby in the chat said the date made me uncomfortable. So do you feel that same way about the date, or how do you feel about the date overall?
I felt like I was there, and I was like, I felt the butterflies in the room. I did.
Yeah,
you know
I-
how it was like awkward. And she
Yeah,
was kind of like
but, like,
laughing.
a cute awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, I don't think it made me feel uncomfortable. I think it was very much first date. Like,
Yeah, it was
and I
cute.
think it
A
was
good first date.
Yeah.
It was, and I think it was kind of one of those things where, like you said, one of y'all said it, where he didn't really know who she was,
Yeah,
and we're used to people knowing who they are.
big time.
So that kind of made it a little different. It was like really a real first date with cameras there. It would have been, so I could see how it can make some people feel uncomfortable,
But he was on The Bachelorette, so he's pretty used to it.
yeah, he was.
And he made it to like the final round.
She was
Yeah.
all like, he's handsome. I was just like, these teeth.
Oh, and Brian.
I was just gonna get to that.
Brian was in love.
Moment.
Brian was soon as he walked in. I was like,
so
okay,
funny.
Brian.
I loved it. And nobody impresses Brian.
I know.
Brie said that.
That was too
I wonder,
funny.
like, how, like, if Brian's, like, rooting for him because he really...
Right.
It felt like he just tolerated John Cena. Like, it's like, if it wasn't because of Nikki, like, there'd be no reason they'd ever be in the same room together, other than, obviously, wrestling. But in the rest of the way, like, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can, because I think Brian just has different views than John does, especially when it comes to living, and they co-mingled so much. You kind of got to see that side of him. But I was shocked when Brian was like, first of all, let me say this. I am really proud that they showed that, because a man crediting another man, we don't see that a lot, because they kind of, they try to make that a thing, like, oh, man can't do that. And the fact that Brian, we never question Brian's sexual orientation, and he's able to credit a man on camera in front of millions of people, like, or thousands of people. I'm glad that they showed that.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought that was a
funny
good
too.
point.
And then I thought it was funny when he was like, the twin with the baby, that one's mine, but the one yours is over there. And he was like, okay.
I mean, they do. I think if you're just looking at them for the first time, like, they do look alike because they're twins, and then you realize, oh, one has bigger, like, essentially the main difference is that you don't know them at all is, like, one has bigger boobs, and, like, okay, that's true. That's the pinpoint there. So the continuation is that they might be going on a second, or they're continuing on with the date.
Yeah.
So
because he's supposed to go in for a kiss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that was kind of awkward.
Yeah. Did he ask for the kiss or something?
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah.
He said something.
Wait, he said, I want to kiss you.
Yes.
That's not awkward.
How would you feel if someone tells you, like, oh, I want to kiss you? Wouldn't you get awkward right away?
No.
Really?
Because he's like, I want to, like, I respect the boundaries, but I'm really attracted to you. I want to kiss you. And then it's almost like you either smile or you give something that's, like, acknowledging, like, I want you to.
Yeah, or you get that moment where you can think about it, like, do I really want to kiss you too, or don't I really want to kiss you?
So what if she didn't?
Well, then she's
you
not
give
into
that
him.
vibe. Like,
No, what if
thank
she
you.
didn't? Do you think she would have,
Wanna
like, pulled
kiss you?
away?
Well, I mean, they did kiss. We saw that.
I mean, if she didn't, she would have gave him that vibe, like, it's not okay.
Oh, yeah. She would have
that.
definitely,
Oh,
like, no, it's not a good
She would have
idea.
gave him a little vibe that would have said, okay, that's not okay.
So this is her very first kiss after John.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
If it's really after John.
Ooh.
And the fact too, when she was talking to Brie before this date all transpired, she's like, "Oh well, Artem is busy because he's at Dancing with Stars."
Yeah.
I found that like, are you talking about because this is the person that you hang out with when your family's not around, or this is the person that you're kind of sort of interested in, but you guys don't have time to explore it because he's with Dancing with Stars? Like, it could have went.
I think he's not interested in her like she's interested in him.
Right.
I don't think he's interested in Nikki like that. Nikki is gorgeous. That don't mean every man's going to be interested in her.
Well, I mean, it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think he's interested in her like that.
Right.
I think he really, and I understand that, because when you go into a job, like she said, they spent all this time together. He does that with every person he does, and I'm pretty sure there's plenty of women who felt the same, and he probably just immediately cuts it off when it's work. He never lets it go there, and I think that's just where he may be. And it's just like, okay, since it was that long, like, I'm not going to be interested in you. I may see you like a really good friend or a sister or something, but I don't
almost
think
like a savior's complex or something like that.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's interested in her like that.
Or else it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And we would have known
I
about
felt
it.
that way when they went and had dinner.
Yeah.
Like, she was doing majority of the talking. She was kind of like,
And she was like, all flirty, kind of like all awkward,
and
but he wasn't.
Men are not like, they know like that.
Yeah.
We make it complicated, but they know, like, kind of like that. And I think he would have made more advances if he felt the same way.
Joseph's saying that he doesn't think Peter is interested in Nikki. He's extending his 15 minutes of fame.
Ah, okay, Joseph. Yes.
Shade.
I don't know. I mean, he's been on reality TV long enough, and he's obviously comfortable with it, where I guess he knows how to play the game.
It could be, but I honestly feel like he's into her right now because she is gorgeous, but I don't think that he can keep up with her lifestyle, and that will deter him from her.
Well,
Okay,
she's
I have a
very
point.
busy, yeah.
I was reading wrestling news for my news, and I read for Joseph and Gabby that she's still interested in being with John Cena. That she
Of
has
course,
stated
of
that.
Joseph,
So,
they are
there you
probably
go.
together.
If you're rooting
right.
for Nikki and John Cena, it can still happen, and I do believe that it can still happen.
I'm always
Well,
rooting
Joseph
for
thinks
them.
they're married, so.
Yeah, he thinks that they're married. I think that they're still together.
Right? Yeah.
I think that they are dating. I think that this is what I think. I think that they're dating around and they're also dating each other.
What I think is we should get into some news.
Okay. I'm gonna spill the tea right now.
AfterBuzz TV.
Spill that tea, 'cause
Some
we got some
good
salty
tea.
stuff going on.
Yes, we do. Salty all around. Okay.
It's good.
The WWE announcer, Corey Graves, has been, his wife has accused him of sleeping around with WWE superstar Carmella, which has led to their divorce. And she was super.
Have they officially divorced?
They're in the process of it.
Oh, she was
But-
quick with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the one thing that she pretty much went on a rant on Instagram, and she stated that she was so disappointed because she couldn't believe that her husband was sleeping with one of their daughter's role model. So I felt like, I was like, "Ew." How do you guys feel about that?
It happened.
It's allegedly. Nobody's come out and said anything.
True.
So.
It is alleged. Most of the time, alleged rumors are usually true. Not always. So don't get it twisted that I said that. Not always. But Carmella is cute. Like,
I believe it.
I believe
It
they spend
happens
a lot of
so
time
much
together.
in WWE. I believe
Yeah,
it.
it does happen, but it's one of those things where if you weren't in that environment, would it happen? Or are you just doing it because you're in that environment?
Right.
Like that's it. I think it's like when it comes to relationships, like if it's a one-off or like this is like friends with benefits is
Yeah.
one thing, but if it's like a relationship, you're like, are we together because we're always together, or are
Yes.
we together because?
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're in that profession. Majority of the time, they're together because they're always together.
Well, that's any profession. You have people in the office.
yeah,
who-
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But does that mean that they would actually do well together?
No, it's just
Not
spur of the
always,
moment.
but there are some people that do. You got John, and you got like John and Trinity.
Yeah, that's true.
But
You got Brie and
they're a little different.
Yeah,
Daniel.
that's different.
Yeah.
Okay, next
And they
movie.
married quickly too.
You got Ms. and Mrs. I mean,
Yeah.
let's keep
True.
going. It
Oh,
can.
look at
it
you all with
I
the wrestling
know.
knowledge.
I know you. I mean, it can happen.
There are a lot of wrestling couples.
Yeah.
But it just depends on how it goes about. Like the
Right.
fact that.
Natty and
TJ.
TJ.
Yeah,
Yes.
but they've been dating before WWE.
Yeah.
But
And then with Ms. and
still.
Mrs., like they started dating in a relationship opposed to you have a whole family and you cheated and now
Yeah.
you're here.
I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like it happens, but at the same time, can the chemistry be there because you understand each other? Yeah.
According to Bosa Pro Wrestling, Sheet said that Corey said on air that he had been dating somebody for about 2 months. And they had been in the process of divorce for 6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
So
And
maybe
most of the time-
she found out who it was.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
probably what it was.
And-
Most of the time when you're about to divorce, the relationship has been over for a while anyway.
I also did read that she had like suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. So I think it was just like she just went off. on
Well, I
her
mean,
own.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think you're home and you're doing everything. You're keeping the household together while your partner is traveling, and that's part of the
Right.
relationship. And the last thing you want is for your partner. Like nobody wants to be cheated on, but the
Yeah.
fact that it's like,
public.
you know, I'm keeping the house together, and now you're out here. Not only you traveling the world, now you're, you know, it's.
Yeah. Okay. Next, Total Divas season 9 cast has been announced, and it will include Sonya Deville, Carmella, Natalya, Nia Jax, and Naomi. So the Bellas will not return because they want to focus on their show, Total Bellas. And then also Lana will not be returning, or Paige. And then Lana went on a rant on her YouTube channel stating that she is very salty.
It is so
It's
good.
very
Very funny. So if you want to watch it, go ahead and go over to her YouTube channel.
It is so good.
Yeah, she's pretty much calling Ronda Rousey out because she is going to take over her spot on Total Divas, and she's calling her the B word, and she's totally going off on
She is
Ronda Rousey.
going in.
But I don't know, like, she is going in, but I don't know if she's going in order to create a storyline, or she's going in because she's truly salty, or, you know
But
what I'm
that's
saying?
what she does. She creates storylines. That's what Lana loves, the limelight. She's one of those who loves the limelight. Like, if she had what the Bellas had, she would do it. She's just one of those people. And I feel like, of course, she was salty, so she was like, if I'm salty, I'm going to get on and I'm going to tell everybody how salty I am.
She's done it multiple times. Yeah. When she doesn't feel happy where she's at in wrestling, she's going to express it in however way she can.
That's one of those things where it's like, okay, you got away with this many times, and then the next time you do it, they're like, all right, we're not.
Well, and this is
cool.
a big name, too. And
Lana?
WWE, no, Ronda Rousey.
I was like, okay.
And
that's going to get her more attention, which means if the WWE ever lets her go, she has other opportunities she can explore in the entertainment industry.
Big time.
So it's a calculated. She's calculated this. It's a calculated risk that she's willing to take because she knows she knows she has the personality to do more.
I agree.
Is that it?
Yeah. Oh, that's it for this week.
Something else.
Let's do their shadiest moments. Damn!
All right, for me it was when JJ called out his mom and was like, "Oh, you don't need any more birthdays anymore." I feel bad.
Oh yeah, you only have a few more left. That was definitely shady.
That's mean.
Oh man,
it was funny. And then she flipped him off.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of scary. Cause like even like my mom talks about like, oh well, you know, I have to get my will, and it's like, what? Wait, why are we talking about this? Like, this is not like, I know, but you don't want to. Yeah. And the fact that he's just like, oh well, you only got a few more birthdays left. I'm like, damn, like. But that's his character, so I'm sure it wasn't malicious.
I can't think of a shady moment right now. I'm sorry, guys.
I liked when Brie and JJ, they were working out, and Brie said, "You're so lucky I wasn't Nikki because JJ was not.
He was not hanging in there.
No.
Oh,
he wasn't.
He was there for support.
Yeah, and I'm guaranteed that workout they did is probably not the workout that her and Nikki would do together. Like the trainer probably scaled it down a little bit.
Oh, I got mine. The shadiest moment is when Brie got on the phone with Peter and asked him if he was ready for a family and baby.
Why is that shady? That's what I would do.
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah.
Your first phone call, you're gonna be like, "You're ready for a family and babies?"
If I'm talking to somebody who's interested in you and this is what you want, like the first reaction that person has is an indicator that they're not even like you have people in the dating world where it's just like, oh well, we'll see what happens. And if you're looking for a relationship and somebody says, oh, we'll see what happens, then you don't even be like dating that person.
Not just that, it's like you're her sister. You want to know these things because you want to know what
and wait until I tell you.
Oh.
Like, you already made it awkward because...
Yeah, but she already knew that she was going to say something awkward. And the thing is, if Peter said, cringed his face or was shocked to be asked that, then I would already nixed that date. I was like, nah, we're going to go with Tay. Forget it.
And they're at that moment too where they're
she's at that age, that's what she wants.
Yeah.
So you should come with it.
I think the shady moment was when she was like, I don't know my sister, what hotel are you staying at, just in case I have to go find my sister.
Yeah, that's not shady.
No, that's not shady.
Yeah.
No. When you go out on dates, if
I tell everybody, I make sure I give out license plate numbers and everything.
Yeah, names, pictures. I have a friend who's just in case you don't see me. This is
me and
my location.
This is my last location.
Yes,
yeah.
me and my cousin we have locators, the location apps and everything.
Yeah, and you leave breadcrumbs from just in case they can't find you. You leave the last address that you went on your dresser, so they can't find you. They're gonna go to your house next, and you have.
I don't know. I just give the license plate. Listen, if you go to the police, this is the car.
Predictions.
Wow.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ladies.
I know.
I was waiting for it to
Leslie.
finish. Okay, Brie's definitely done wrestling. I predict that.
So?
Yeah.
Really?
Nikki can do one more comeback if her body lets her, but Brie is completely done wrestling.
Yeah, especially if they're having the second child, and then imagine how trying to juggle two children and the travel. She's gonna come back, but probably not in the wrestling.
Not just that, you have to remember how long it took her for her to be able to show her stomach and stuff like that, to be back in the ring
Well,
and
for
doing
her
that
to-
a second
for
time.
her to be comfortable, because
Yeah.
I guarantee you her stomach was fine.
Right.
But for her to be comfortable is a
Yeah,
whole nother
and to
thing.
do that all over again,
Yeah.
we know that she wants to get like her body fixed and stuff like that. So I don't think she'll get back into it.
I think that the kiss is going to be awkward. I find that this part is going to be really awkward. And I also am, I don't know, I just want to see more of like something.
Gabby's saying she doesn't think Peter and Nikki kissed, but I think they showed that in the promo, so they did kiss. I don't know how long they kissed
Nikki
for.
ain't gonna just be like, "Whoa, hold
Yeah.
up on camera." She
Yeah.
gonna let it happen, but I think it's gonna be awkward because I
think
don't
you
know if
always know
she's
too
ready
when
for
you have
it.
that kiss, like whether you want to go on another date. Because if the kiss is terrible, you're like, oh well, this is.
Yeah, I've had some really
That's true.
bad kisses, and I swear I blocked them after I left.
Yeah, because it's just that kiss is not for you. Like it's not made for
There's
you.
no
so it's
chemistry
like
after that.
if the kiss is
It's
terrible,
turned
then
The rest is gonna be horrible.
It's like, yikes. I think, well, Joseph is saying that, you know, as we said before, Nikki and John are back together or married. I don't know. I think they're good friends and they still have conversations. I don't know if they're like dating because John is so busy and Nikki's just as busy herself. But I think they're like reestablishing their friendship.
I feel like that possibility is still there. I don't feel like it's completely.
And I agree with Joseph real quick. He said Brie isn't done wrestling. This was just too much of a run for her. I believe that. I feel like she just took on too much at one point. But I think if she falls back a little bit, she may come, you know, have these little like...
Yeah, but it just depends on the training. You have a lot of people who stepped away from wrestling and then they wanted to come back to wrestling. It's just like now the girls who are coming in are just on such a different caliber that it's like if you haven't been training while you've been gone to just step in.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to do it like full time, but I don't think she's done.
I feel like she can do another appearance, but not a whole storyline. Like maybe like a Royal Rumble entrance and
or something like
like
maybe
that.
balleting for Nikki.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we're good. Where can everybody find y'all?
I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me everywhere at Miss Mo Loveless. That's MS Mo Loveless. And you can also find me make sure you check out your style tips and tricks at MoniqueLoveless.com. And you can also check me out at Project Runway on Wednesdays at 9 p.m.
And I'm Leslie Colon, and you can find me at _Leslie Colon.
And I'm TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.